Hi guys, this is Vijay. So today we are going to talk about how to implement the Bastion host, or you can say the jump host for the virtual machine within the uh, your Azure network. So scenario I have here is I have one resource group, and under one resource group I have one virtual network. In the virtual network I have two machine, one window machine. I have another is a Linux machine, and I want to deploy the one Bastion host or two Bastion host where I can access this virtual machine, you know, uh, through the RDP, SSH, whatever it is. Okay. So let's implement that. So how to do that? I have a lab where I already have the Azure account, and in that Azure account, I have the certain things which is already configured for me. So let me bring the lab. Just give me a second. All right, so I have this lab. In this lab, let me open another lab. I have this mail ID. I have this password. Okay. I have a resource group name. This is the resource group name I have, which is equivalent to the AWS VPC and all. Okay. And if you see that, this is the resource group. If I click on the resource group, and this is the resource group I have, and the resource group I have many services running currently. I have one virtual network. Um, in this virtual network, I have all the subnets which need to be. We can use that, or we need to deploy the Bastion host within this VNet I want to deploy. I have NSG and some test machines, window machine and Linux machine within the same virtual network. So if I click on the Bastion host and click on the subnets, I already have these subnets, same range. I'm going to add one more subnet. Basically, I'm going to do the CIDR. I'm going to pick the slash 26 for this Bastion host uh, for the network. Sorry. So IP which I'm going to use here is 10.2.255.0/26. Okay, you can give a like lesser range also. It's up to you. I don't want to have any netting and all the things for now. Just simply submit it. Then, then I'm going to search here Bastion host. Okay, and this Bastion services, I will create one Bastion services. Okay, I'm going to give this excuse me, host name as a uh, this is the resource group, which is fine. Subscription, this is the host. I'm not going to I'm going to use the basic one because I don't have license for the. You can deploy the many instances you want. I will be using that existing subnet which I've created. I've already created that one public IP address, so I already have it, but I want to create a new public range. So within that range, if you already have a public IP, you can give it. If you know that, if you want to use a new IP address, it can automatically pick that. Then I'm going to say that the creative one, it will review that, then it will create the Bastion host. The next task is here. Once this jump host is created over here, right? Let's wait for a few seconds or minute. Once it's created, yeah, now if you see that here, this Bastion host public IP is generated. Okay, let's wait for this host to be fully deployed. It takes some time. It depends on the if you are deploying the standard size or the larger size, it may take 5 to 10 minutes also because this is the eventually is a machine which you are trying to deploy. Okay. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to connect this Bastion host from the from this machine, Linux machine which I have. I will try to do connect to the this Bastion host for the RDP and SSH. It is taking time. So meanwhile, the next thing is to verify the Bastion host. So what I'm going to do here is I will go to my Linux virtual machine. Yeah. And I will try to connect I will tell virtual machine to connect uh, this. If anyone try to connect you, you can use the Bastion host rather than SSH or RDP. Okay, so this is the virtual machine which I have. I have this Bastion Web 1 virtual machine. Okay, and this virtual machine is my Linux box which I have. In here, I can connect here option called the connect. Okay, and here I have Bastion host. In the Bastion host, until unless that Bastion is totally fully created, uh, this will not reflect over here. So let's wait for a few more minutes or seconds. Meanwhile, this is in progress. So let's wait for a second. Still loading and updating. Let's wait for a few more minutes. Then we're gonna see that once the Bastion host is ready. It took almost 9 to 10 minutes. If I go to the resource group here, host, now I see that it's taking time, but yeah, perfect. It has deployed now totally. Press here. Let's wait for to start the session, which is fine. Now, if you see that here in my resource group, if I click on the resource visualizer, this is the virtual machine I have. Uh, this is another network I have where I can have Bastion host. This is this is the energy which I have in the my virtual network. So I have one virtual network. Under this virtual network, I have Bastion host, NSG. I have one NIC which is connecting to my web server, which is connecting to my Linux server also, Windows machine and the Linux machine, and they have their own storage boxes over here. Okay, I have also public IP which is attached to the Bastion host. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to verify the connectivity. In order to verify that, I will go to the resource group again, overview, click on my virtual machine, Linux virtual machine, and if I click on the connect Bastion host, look here, saying that, okay, what exactly you want to use? I want to say that I want to use as a, for example, username password base. Okay. Or you want to use a keyboard server, you want to use a such private key. I will say just normal things. I will say that student is my username. I will say that password is my password. Okay, this is the password I have. Now, if I say to connect this block preventing window, please allow the pop-up. Okay. All right. So here I have pop-up block. Allow. Now we'll say that connect my virtual machine. Okay. Allow this virtual Bastion host. This is the Bastion host which I've connected over here. Then I can do what I can do here is I can see that this is the Bastion host where I can connect any virtual machines over here. So if I say that here, for example, uh, PS AUX 5 grab, wait, isn't currently there is a no username does not exist, which is okay. That's fine. Now, what I can do here is same thing. I can do a lot of other things. For example, I can do the RDP. I can do a lot of other things using this one. Okay. Uh, this is the one of the task. If I click on the connect, this is the public IP which I have. This is the private IP which I have. And if I say that connect, connect over here, here itself you will able to see that without any popping up the new web page for this one. Okay. Now, what you can do here is you can do the even RDP also if you want uh, to do it. Otherwise, you can go use the CLI SSH for this Linux machine also. Okay, if I click here and click on this virtual machine of the here, okay, I will say that because that was the Linux machine, so you cannot do the. Uh, I had no RDP connectivity, but for this one, I can have RDP connectivity also. Okay, if I click on the Bastion here, and if I say that, okay, this is the student VM password, which is fine, connected. So it will give me the RDP connection for the my VMware, sorry, my window machine, which I have. Okay, because I am accessing this machine through the Bastion host, not through the any SSH. Because Linux machine I was using to the Linux SSH because Linux did not have had the RDP allowed on that. Okay, so this is how you connect your or configure your virtual machines. Okay, and this is how you configure your virtual Bastion host, which can be used for the virtual machine deployed in the cloud, or if you want this Bastion host to connect in your existing setup on premise, that is also possible. You can access your services in the uh, on premises also. Like for example, if you have network devices, you want to connect all the devices through this Bastion host as a jump. You want to teach just Bastion host as a jump host, which is already it is. You can do it here. Okay, you just make sure that a few things is mandatory, such as NSG. NSG is something which is mandatory. So in the NSG, which is in the visualizer, I've shown you guys in-band and out-of-band must be there. I'm using the basic uh, Bastion host, not the advanced one. So it may be a little bit shaky on that. But if you see that here, um, I have a NSG which is associated in my virtual network here. Okay, and in this virtual network, sorry. In this virtual network, this is the NSG. In this NSG, I have all the components which need to be allowed from where it should not be allowed for particular my virtual network. Or you can say that particular your virtual network equivalent to the one of the device. So basically, in the Azure, you have a subscription. Under subscription, you have the resource group. Under resource group, you have a virtual network. Okay, so like virtual network, just like one small device. You have one device, two device, three device, and on these devices, you have all the VMs connecting to it. Okay, and on this virtual network, you create the NSGs, you create the routing. So if you treat this virtual network, VNet, we call that as your virtual device, equivalent to your physical virtual device here. All right, I hope this uh, session is useful. See you in the next session. Thanks for watching.